Hey everyone, have you ever stopped to think about how our fears are formed? Is it experience, or could there be something deeper, something ingrained in our psyche from the very beginning? Today, let's dive into one of the most controversial psychological experiments ever conducted, the Little Albert experiment. In the early 1920s, John B. Watson, a psychologist fond of the theory of behaviourism, embarked on a study to prove that human emotions could be classically conditioned. Watson and his assistant Rosalie Rayner chose an unsuspecting subject, an 11-month-old baby boy named Albert, later known to the world as Little Albert. Here's where it gets interesting. Watson introduced Albert to a series of stimuli, including a white rat, a rabbit, a monkey, masks, and burning newspapers. Initially, Albert was curious and unafraid, touching and playing with the creatures and objects, but Watson's next step was, to say the least, ethically dubious. Every time little Albert reached for the white rat, Watson made a loud, frightening noise behind the baby's back. Naturally, Albert was terrified, and over time he began to associate the white rat with the terrifying noise. The result? A deliberate creation of a phobia in a previously unafraid child. But the experiment didn't stop there. Watson observed that Albert's fear generalized to similar objects. The little boy started to show fear not just towards the rat, but also other fuzzy things like the rabbit and even a Santa Claus mask. The implications of this experiment are vast. It suggested that phobias could be conditioned and weren't necessarily innate. It sparked a huge debate on nature versus nurture in psychological development, a debate that continues to this day. However, the ethical consequences of Watson's experiment are equally significant. It raises serious questions about the limits of psychological experimentation, particularly with vulnerable subjects like children who cannot give consent. The experiment was eventually discontinued, and the records of Albert's subsequent condition are sparse, leading to further ethical criticism about the lack of follow-up and deconditioning of Albert's induced fears. Now, as budding psychologists or simply as curious minds, it's crucial to ponder the ramifications of such experiments. They not only shape our understanding of human psychology, but also set precedents for ethical standards in scientific research. So what do you think? How do our early experiences shape our fears? And more importantly, where should we draw the line in the pursuit of knowledge? Dive into the comments below and let's discuss. Remember, the mind is a complex and often mysterious entity, and unraveling its secrets is both a responsibility and a challenge. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, keep pondering the mysteries of the human psyche.